This is unreal. This is what you call beauty. Wow. Look at this. Jeremiah O'Callaghan, who's lost his life at Killmalock Railway Station, 1892, whilst
endeavouring
to save a poor old woman. Oh, so you can read that again, will you, so they can hear.
Jeremiah O'Callaghan, aged
32,
is a 32 years old who lost his life at Killmalock Railway Station in County Cork on September 1892, whilst endeavouring to save a poor old woman.
Oh.
So he probably tried to pull, a woman probably fell at the railway tracks and he tried to grab her?
Maybe? Yeah, it says from a terrible death. This monument is erected by the public. Tribute to the bravery and self-sacrifice
displayed by him.
Oh, that is so sad. God help him.
Imagine back in the 1800s.
Wow.
The tragic and heroic incident took place in the early evening of the 30th of September at Killmalock Train Station, once a stop on the Cork-Dublin line. The 6:15 p.m. Cork was coming from Dublin and was about 10 minutes away. Jeremiah had crossed the line to the down platform, waiting for the train to Cork with his friend, Mr. Barrett. Shortly after, an old woman, Anne Ryan, proceeded to cross the line as the train reached the bridge. Accounts of the subsequent inquest tell what happened next. Barrett: we shouted and beckoned at her to go back. Jeremiah jumped from my side, met her with both hands to throw her back on the 6-foot rail. She staggered from the force of the shove and fell across the rails. The engine was coming on. James Ellard, the fireman aboard the train: I observed the woman. She was on her back. The next thing I saw was Mr. O'Callaghan lifting her off. I went to fly the handbrake. Thomas Murphy, the engine driver: I could do no more to save them, if they were my own children. Anne Ryan is described as an old woman, despite being around 45 years old. She may have been deaf and was an apple seller from Charleville. Dr. Sheehy and Downs were called to the scene, but little could be done for either of the injured. Following a funeral mass at the South Chapel, the extensive cortege made its way to the Botanics. Citizens of all creeds and concerts, without distinction, united in honouring their heroic fellow citizen. In a matter of days, a meeting was held to offer sympathies to the O'Callaghan family, and quickly a fund is established to erect a fitting monument. There is no indication if such a fund was established for the other victim, Anne Ryan, or her family. Thomas Crosby of the Cork Examiner noted, it was really one of the saddest incidents he could remember, but besides this, it was noble. The memorial fund ultimately raised £926.16, and the job of constructing the memorial was taken on by J.F. Davis, College Road.
Wow. This is beautiful. Pray for the repose of the soul of William Ellis, who departed this life on the 22nd of October 1852, aged just 45. And this is in loving memory of Annie, only daughter of Nicholas and Mary Ellis, died Holy Thursday, 1908, aged 23 only. And then this beautiful little angel here is in loving memory of Elizabeth, dearly loved child of William. And finding it hard to read that name there. It's Ellis again though. Could be Winnie. 1924. The flower is kind of hiding the age. I want to go back around. Oh, 1.5. Ah. So that angel there in the middle. It's for Elizabeth. She was 1.5 in 1924 when she passed. That's so sad.
So also here is Nicholas Ellis. He passed away in 1912, aged 71. He was born in 1840. Nicholas Ellis then went to the United States in the autumn of 1860 and settled in Louisville, Kentucky. But by October he had enlisted with the 20th Kentucky Infantry, USA at Lexington for a period of 3 years. Private Ellis was mustered into service in January 1862, and within 3 months he would be a veteran of the fighting at Shiloh, Tennessee. By this time he had been promoted to the rank of corporal. Following Shiloh, Corporal Ellis and his fellow soldiers from Kentucky would go on to see some of the fiercest fighting in the Western Theatre and as part of General Sherman's army. 1864 saw the 20th Kentucky present at places like Dallas, New Hope Church, besieging Atlanta and Jonesboro. During this time, Nicholas would be raised to the rank of first sergeant, and in September, he and his comrades were ordered back to Louisville, where they saw out the remainder of their term of service on various guard duty assignments. The regiment was mustered out of service in mid-January 1865. Upon discharge, it was noted that First Sergeant Ellis was a good, brave and model soldier with an excellent character. With his service to his adopted country ended, Sergeant Ellis turned his attention, like many other Irishmen, to his native land and her quest for freedom from British rule. When the Fenians invaded Canada, Sergeant Ellis was part of the 17th Regiment Irish Republican Army. And unfortunately this was repulsed quickly, and the Cork native made it back to his home city, still determined to help the cause of Irish independence. In March 1867, a column of nearly 200 men, Nicholas Ellis among them, approached the village of Ballinacain, between Cork and Mallow, with the intention of taking the cache of arms and ammunition from the Rick barracks. The officer commanding the column, another WBTS veteran, under the alias Captain McKay, real name William F. Lumsney, born in Ohio of Irish parentage, ordered the police constables to surrender, but his request was met by a fusillade of fire, inflicting a number of casualties. One of these, John Coughlin, was a relation of Nicholas Ellis's fiancée, and on seeing him injured, Nicholas dragged him to the safety and escape. Following this, Nicholas seemed to have turned his efforts to the political way and became an active supporter of the Home Rule Party and later Parnell. Nicholas married Mary Coughlin in 1869 and became a very successful and well-known stonecutter in Cork. In December 1904, he was noted as being present, along with other members of the GAR, at the funeral of William Reagan, 82nd New York Infantry, USA, who was murdered. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and God bless.